All right, so let's talk about properties. So basically, properties are these characteristics of a class or struct. Basically, you can have enums too as your properties, but these are some of the values that are associated with your class or struct. Okay, I know we haven't talked about class or struct yet, but let's go ahead and create one anyway, and you can see how it's created. So you simply use class keyword, and let's say you are creating a class car, and car can have basically a model number, for example. Okay, so or make, let's use make. Okay, so make can be like Honda. All right, so this Honda is the make is actually car's property. All right, and these properties are associated with the instance of the class. So that in this case, make is associated with instance of a car, object of a car that you're gonna create. So for example, if you create a variable, a object for car, let's say car one, and you say car and initialize it, you can have car one dot make, and you can change this to Toyota, for example. Okay, now if I go and um, print car one dot make, guess what I'm gonna get? Toyota. Okay, so this is how you can actually create properties for your classes and give them some characteristics. Okay, now properties are used to store some kind of information. Okay, and basically all the number of properties you create affects the how big the object memory size is going to be. Okay, now let's take a look at computed properties. So there's a different type of stored property that is called computed property that are built with getters and setters, and they perform some necessary code basically for accessing and setting the values. Okay, so computed properties must be defined with a type. Okay, so for example, um, let's say we have a value of pi. Okay, 3.14, and you create a class called circle. Okay, and you say radius is 0.0, and circumference is a computed property. Okay, so you can have getter and you can have setter. Now getter is basically simply going to return your pi times radius times 2. Okay, and when you set, you can say radius is equal to new value divided by pi divided by 2. So when you set circumference, we actually get the radius value for the radius. Okay, so now we create an object for our circle. Circle dot radius, and we give it a value 1. We can actually print circle dot circumference. Oops, wrong object. Okay, dot circumference. Okay, and we can also put a circumference, for example 14, 15, 14. Okay, and we can print circle dot radius. Okay, so let's go ahead and execute this, and you're gonna notice that okay, let's remove this example right here. Okay, that's right there, and there we go. you have 6.28 as the circumference and 2.229 as the radius. So this is how you create your computed properties. Now let's say if you want to create a property read only, in that case you can just remove getter, and in this case you cannot set the value, like compiler is going to complain that you cannot set the value because it's a getter only stored property. Okay, now let's say if you want to create a property that's only settable, so it doesn't have any getter in it. In that case you can actually, you know what, Swift does not allow that. I totally forgot about it. Okay, that's a foreign concept for Swift. Anyways, that was a good trial. um, Okay, I never knew. I learned something new today. Okay, there's another way where if you are only creating a getter, you can actually get by not using this get. So if you have like a getter only property, you can simply replace all this with this. Okay, and this is gonna serve the same purpose. And if I execute right now, it's gonna actually show you how it's actually working. So you can actually get, and you can get the circumference, but you cannot set the value. All right, so this is it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.